This is the view from our cabin in Gothenburg. Lots of little skerries islands. And it looks like they're going to be refuelling.
The Garden Society is inspired by the English gardens in Berlin, and it's one of Europe's most well-preserved 19th century parks. The Lock Bridge has its name because it's locked to your right. The lock was built in 1873, the oldest and only lock that we have here in the city today. The big building here to your right with the green roof is the Gothenburg City Museum, but it used to be the headquarters for the East Indian Company. From here the ships would sail all the way to Asia and bring home luxury items such as soap and porcelain. This is the most profitable company in all of Sweden's history, as it has brought in more money than both Volvo and IKEA. Well, the yellow building on your left corner with the flag on top is called the Royal Residency, and it's the oldest inhabited house in Gothenburg. If there's a Swedish flag on top, it means that we have a visit from someone in the Swedish royal family. And if you want them staying here in Gothenburg, this is where they are sleeping. Osthyveln, the cheese slicer. Because if you're not careful, the bridge will take a slice of your head switch on the way out. Welcome, welcome on the Gotha River, Sweden's longest river. A couple of hours in that direction, you'll end up in Denmark, where you can find cheap beer, Happy Danes. A couple of days in the other direction, you'll end up in our capital city, Stockholm, where you find much more expensive beer and less happy Stockholmers. The ships in front of you are part of the world's biggest floating museum. It's the Maritime Museum of Gothenburg. 20 ships, including a submarine, can be found here. And the biggest one, the grey one, is called the Destroyer Little Lamb. And it was built here in Gothenburg together with its sister ship, Paddan. The red and white building in front of you is called the Lipstick, built in 1989 because according to our politicians we needed something to brag about. Paris had the Eiffel Tower, New York got the Empire State Building, and we got the Lipstick. The beautiful white ship in front of you is called Paddan, and it's the Nordic's biggest sailing vessel. Built in 1906 in Copenhagen, it has taken many trips around the globe. But in the 50s it started to collect dust in Rotterdam, so the Gothenburg started for 1 whole Swedish crown. They brought it here to Gothenburg, and it is now here permanently as a hotel and a restaurant. Our tower, and it is 245 meters, it's the highest skyscraper in Scandinavia. And on the 69th floor there's a bar. It's completely free of charge to go into the bar, but the elevator ride up to the bar costs about 500 Swedish crowns. might have noticed that these two buildings are leaning into each other, that they're really uneven. This is because they, as of the rest of Gothenburg, are built on mud. And if you don't stabilize the buildings correctly, which I didn't know to do back in the day, they start to sink into the ground. And these two buildings sank approximately 2 millimeters every year. That's not very good. And that's why they have started to stabilize all of our old buildings, so they're not supposed to disappear anymore. So even though we are quite amazing at sitting down, we are now going back into the canal again. But sometimes it's actually warm here, the fish would start to smell, and that's why we built a very own fish church here. The fish church is a fish market, and the building is inspired by the Norwegian churches. Even though it's not a real church, you can actually get married in there, but then you have to believe in God. So to your right here you have the King's Park. The park was built around the 1850s. There was one tree planted from all the trees in Scandinavia. And if you walk through the whole park, you've seen all the trees in Denmark, Norway and Sweden. Did you so? So you might have noticed that there's a lot of celebrations in Gothenburg. We are very happy in Gothenburg, but this is not a normality. We are right now having our annual culture festival where we are celebrating because we can. So here we have a very special bridge. Keep a lookout if you can see why this bridge is so special. Såg ni det? Did you see it? Nej? Nej, det är sista bron på turen. Det är inget annat speciellt med den bron. So there's actually nothing special about this bridge other than the fact that it's the last bridge on the tour. And here on the corner we have Prometheus. And this is the only Gothenburger I have ever seen with both a beer belly and a six-pack at the same time. So we are now sadly at the end of the tour. We had a wonderful time, at least I have one with you. Please remain seated until I say it's okay to go off the boat, and life jackets can be left here in the front with me. If you want to leave a review, you will be very thankful if you did that on TripAdvisor or Google. And if you like what I have done today, well then my name is Marie, and if you didn't like it, my name is Bengt. Tack så mycket, thank you very much.
So have you enjoyed your trip morning round Gothenburg? Leaving Gothenburg 5:15 in the evening. Another glorious day.